Invincible.
That's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this excerpt of Under Review, where the players come to play. I'm your host, Laurent, and I'm here with Mark and France. And today's subject is, should the NBA implement a coach's challenge, similar to the NFL with their red flag challenge, hockey with their coach challenge, and tennis with their players challenge? So let's start off with Mark. Should the NBA have this type of challenge going forward?
Go, Mark.
Or Mark?
Go ahead.
I think they should, but I think it would be hard to implement in that what are you allowed to challenge? And how do you stop? Like, the challenges would just get ridiculous, right? Because what are you going to do, challenge every call?
Okay, so the way I see it, we should definitely have it, because especially if you listen to Toronto fans, they always complain about the refs, and you can kind of see it. Like, DeRozan will average a certain amount of trips to the line during regular season, and then the playoffs come, and he's not going to the line, even though he's not playing a really good defensive team. But then the other team, who usually goes to the line less often than Toronto, goes to the line more often in the playoffs. So in order to get rid of any discrepancies, you should definitely have it. But the way that it would be, it's like in every other sport. Like in football, there's certain things you're allowed to challenge, other things you're not allowed. So they would get with the Players Association, they would figure it out. And then in terms of the amount of challenges, it could be maybe you get one challenge. If you don't get it right, you lose your timeout. But the thing is, and it's the same in every other sport, I think you should only have one challenge. And then if you don't get it right, you lose your timeout, and that's it, you're done. But if you do get it right, you should always get a new challenge, because basically you're exposing that the refs are wrong, and then you're right, and then you don't have any other challenges anymore, and you get punished. Why? As long as you're right, you should be able to challenge as many times as you want.
What would we peg the challenges to? Like, if they were to get it wrong, would we take a timeout? Because I know in the NFL,
you
3
lose a
timeouts
timeout
per half. The NBA, it's about 6 timeouts. And also, how does this factor in with the whole under review last 2 minutes of a game? So you got to factor that in too. Can you challenge with?
For sure. And then what calls? Again, like which ones can you call?
Okay, so last 2 minutes, you're not allowed to challenge, just like in football. Last 2 minutes, every challenge is booth initiated or whatever.
Okay, if you're going to do that. That makes sense, because I was going to say.
Booth initiated or whatever. And basically, they should review any type of play in the last 2 minutes, right? The booth should initiate any type of challenge that would affect the game. Like the Toronto thing, the clock thing, whatever, did they review it? I don't think they did, because they would have reversed it, right? Yeah. So they should have reviewed that, because it
affected flagrants.
Yeah, now, should the booth review team be like onus on like the actual like who's in the booth, or should it be like the refs call to like review it themselves if they were unsure? Let's say 2 out of the 3 refs didn't agree with each other.
Both.
Yeah. A bit of both.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I think it'd be a good idea to implement the coach's challenge as well.
Okay, so what would be challengeable?
See, that's the tough question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to draw a line somewhere.
3-point line calls, if your foot's on the line or not, if it went out of bound on who or
I think
or what.
fouls should be...
fouls depends. Like, offensive fouls within the circle, I agree. But defensive fouls, like hand checking, it's like, that's like debatable stuff, because
that's the thing too. You don't want to slow down the game.
Yeah.
Like, basketball is already pretty slow, and I know a lot of people complain that
especially
at the end of the
quarter,
game. At the end of the game, it takes half an hour to finish it.
For fouls though, I think it should be you're only allowed to challenge a foul if the foul was called. Basically, you're only allowed to say no, it wasn't a foul, but you're not allowed to be like, oh, hold up, that was a foul. You know what I mean?
But I think they should put, you're only allowed, say, 3 per game.
No. It should be you only get one challenge, and then if you get it right, you get unlimited.
But if you get it
wrong, I don't like that.
But if you get it wrong, you're done.
But in the NFL, if you challenge and you get it wrong, you lose a timeout. You still have 2 left.
Exactly. But in the NBA, if you get it wrong, you're done, and you lose a timeout.
All right.
Yeah. All right. I mean,
and it should be like that. It should be like that in the NFL too. You only get one. If you're wrong, you're done. You lose your timeout. But if you're right, you get as many as you want.
I just think it's going to be hard to
it's a lot
implement, you know, like getting the Players Association on board and everything. Oh my God.
So, do you think they should have one or no?
Oh, I definitely think they should have one.
Yeah, they
And
should
how
have
many? How many?
Well, as many timeouts as you have, but you could probably
No, I say 3.
3 per half. Or-
Yeah, 3 per half maybe. Like
3 per half. That's 6 per game. That's a lot of challenges.
Yeah, but the
But
NFL is like
in
that
your
too.
way, you could have even more than that because as long as they're right, they're gonna keep getting
Yeah, but
used.
you're
So
saying-
what if they're always right?
Yeah.
If they're
Like
wrong,
Greg Popovich is
if
never
they're
wrong.
wrong on the first one, do they still get the other 2?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so they get 6 no matter what. Even if they're wrong on the first 5, they still get the 6th one.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.